Welcome to Accounting Gateway. Let us explore the Head Accountant's login for the platform. Let us log in as Head Accountant. On the left-hand side, there are multiple tabs. One, Statistics, Companies, Company Users, Accountants, Subscriptions, and Space. In the Statistics tab, there is Client Statistics. In that, all the client companies of this CA firm are listed with their company unique ID, and all the number of transactions done by particular company are listed. You can directly click the number to go to the details of that particular transactions. There is also space consumed in GB listed over here on the right hand side. In accountant statistics, all the accountants of the CA firm are listed and the work done by them are also listed. We can click the number to go to the details of that particular type of transactions. Now in companies tab, all the client companies of the CA firm are listed. There is add company on the right hand side button. We can click the add company and add a new client company for the CA firm. Then we can select the default accountants for this company. So this company will be managed by that default accountant. You can select one, go to the next step. We can add company details over here in this window. We can add a company logo also. Then we can configure the chart of accounts for payment heads. We can add the chart of accounts for this company. Then the receipt heads can be selected, which applies to this company. Then there is custom field addition. Custom fields are the fields through which we can identify the transactions. So we can add multiple custom fields with different types. Text field, number field, date and time, drop down, checkbox. Say, if the area is the field name, then UI label would be area. Then we can add text field. Default value would be Mumbai. Then we can make this custom field mandatory for the client company to fill up. Then we can click on add to add this custom field for this company. Then in the sixth window, there is a preview of all the things selected from this add company window. Likewise, we can add the company for the CA firm. We can also delete or disable the company through this tab on the right hand side. We can also edit the company details through this tab. Then there is email notification. If we click on it, then there is new input email alert to your CA firm and new report email alert to your client company. We can click these check boxes to enable or disable the email notifications. Now let us come to company users tab on the left hand side. In the company users, once the company is added, company users register onto the platform. They need to be authorized by the head accountant. All the unregistered users come in unregistered users window to be authorized by the head accountant. Once the head accountant authorizes through this tick mark, They, they appear in registered window. Once the company account users are registered, they can start using the system and upload the transactions. At any given time, we can disable these users. Now let us come to accountants. Here, all the accountants for the CFM are listed. You can add the accountant through Add Accountant button on the top right side. First name, last name, email ID, whether we want to make that head accountant or not. Then we can submit to add the accountant. We can also disable the accountants through this cross button or disable accountants button. We can also edit the accountant through this tab. Then each CFM subscribes to transactions. On the left hand side, there is subscriptions. When the CFM subscribes to a certain set of transactions, they appear in subscriptions tab. There is start count, consumed count, subscription date, payment status, pack name, pack size. This is the transaction pack size. Then price, status. There is number of transactions remaining. Once these transactions are very few, as a CFM, we can request a new subscription on the right top corner. Request subscription button. We can select a pack, transaction pack, and select a date and submit. This request would go to admin to approve. Once approved, you can start using the system again. Then there is space on the left hand side. Here, we have subscribed to space of 10 GB for the CFM and consumed space is 6.19 GB. So we can request for new space whenever the space gets consumed. Now, let us come to companies tab again. In the companies tab, as you can see, there is company number. If you want to discover the transactions of particular company, client company, we can click on the company number. Over here, 002 is the company number. We can click on it to go to the value add software transactions. Let's click on it. Now, on the left hand side, we are in the company details page. All the company users of this selected company appears over here. Then the company details appear on the top. Then there are invoices, receipts, payments, inputs, and reports. Let's click on invoices to discover invoices uploaded by the company. Here, there is purchase invoice, sales invoice, and bulk upload data. We can add the invoice through right hand side add button, add invoice. In the add invoice, you can select all the mandatory fields like purchase invoice, sales invoice, invoice number, currency. There are multiple currency formats supported in the application. Then invoice amount, GST taxes, invoice date, payment due date, description, comment, TDS applicable, photos or attachment. For the invoices to be uploaded, photos or attachment are mandatory. 2 MB photos can be uploaded and attachment up to 5 MB can be uploaded. Let us click on one invoice to see the details of this invoice. Let's click on invoice number. Here, The invoice details are on the left hand side and image of the invoices are on the right hand side with detailed comments. Then we can navigate to the next invoice by clicking on next or previous. We can also search the invoices through search invoice bar. We can search invoices as data, invoice data range, date range, submission date range, minimum amount, maximum amount, invoice number, vendor name. So let us search one invoice. And all the invoices within this range appear below. We can clear this invoice search. We can also export this invoice by clicking on export to Excel button over here. We can export all invoices by clicking on the button. All the invoices are exported in the XLSX format sheet below. We can also export the search result through this button. Now, in the Uploads tab, there is bulk import data. We can bulk import all the invoices at one go through the system. On the right hand side, there is template for the invoices. We can click on the template button to download the template. Let us go through the template of the invoice. So this is the template for the invoice. All the necessary fields are listed with the sample values also. You can fill up the sheet to upload the data. Then once the sheet is filled up, then you can choose that file through this button and click on the upload. After invoices are uploaded, then there is a report generated over here in the reports tab. You can download the report through actions. Download. The report would be downloaded. Let's go through the report. In the last column of the report, there is invoice status. Whether that is accepted or rejected due to certain reasons are listed in the status button. Now let us go through receipts. In the receipts tab, all the receipts uploaded by this company are listed. We can click on the amount of the receipt to go to the details of that receipt. On the right hand side, the receipt image appears, and on the left hand side, its details appear. We can navigate to next and previous through the buttons. Now there are three statuses of the transactions. One is pending, another one is accepted, and third one is rejected. Once company uploads the payment or receipt or any transaction, it goes into pending state. Let's click on pending receipt. Now we are in pending receipt. You can see the image and details of the receipt also. Then we can select the head category over here. Then receipt head name. We can also give the invoice number applicable to this receipt. First, invoices of this receipt need to be uploaded. Then that number can be given over here. Then we can modify the currency, amount, receipt date, receipt type also. Then if we need to accept this receipt, we can click on accept this receipt. Let us accept this receipt. So the receipt is accepted. Now it can be exported to the Excel sheet through this upper button of the export to Excel. As you can see, there is an export all receipts button over here. We can simply click on the button to export to Excel sheets. Now all the receipts of this company are exported. Let's go to the pending receipt once again. Now we have to select receipt head. Then if you want to reject this receipt, we can simply add a comment. Add a comment. Then click on the reject to reject the receipt. Now the receipt is rejected. Now the client account user edits by reading the comment of the CFM and resubmits the receipt. Once resubmitted, it comes to the pending state over here. Then again, we can take action on that. Once all the receipts are accepted or action taken, then we can export those receipts. Then there is search receipts also over here on the top. We can click on the search receipts and search receipts out of the large database. Receipt date range, submission date range, minimum amount to maximum amount, received form, custom field name, custom field value. We can search through these parameters. Let us search by receipt date range. Then once search is done, we can simply export that search result through this button. We can simply click on the export button to export this search result. Let us come to upload receipts. In upload receipts, this is the bulk upload receipts. Many receipts can be bulk uploaded into the system through this tab. There is a template on the right hand side. We can click on the template to download the template. Let us download receipts template and go through it. All the necessary mandatory fields are listed by the star and listed over here. If the image files or attachments are attached to this receipt, then they need to be specified as per the sample values. Once the sheet is filled up, you can simply choose the file from this button and upload the receipt file. Once the receipts are bulk uploaded into the system for this company, the report is generated, and on the last column there is the reason whether that is accepted or rejected listed over there. Similarly, for the payments, all the payments for this company are listed in the payments tab. We can click on the amount to go to the details of pending payment. Then we can select the head category, head name, invoice number, currency, amount, we can modify. We can modify the payment date, payment type also. Then we can click on the accept or reject button to accept the payment or reject it. Let's accept this payment. We can also reject the payment if the data is not valid. Once rejected, the company account user modifies the data and resubmits the payment, which goes into pending state once again. Once the actions are taken, we can simply click on the export to Excel sheet, this green button, to export all the payments of this company. So the Excel sheet is downloaded. We can also search payments through this bar. Payment date range, submission date range, minimum amount, maximum amount, beneficiary name, custom field name, custom field value. Once the search is done, we can simply export that search through this button. Now, there is bulk upload payments. You can simply download the payment template and bulk upload the data like receipts. Once the data is bulk uploaded for the payments for this company, there is a report generated. You can download that report and we can see the last column whether that payment is accepted or rejected. Then we can modify the sheet and reload the data again, rest of the data. Now, let's come to inputs. Inputs are the files which client company wants to share to the CFO. We can simply download the inputs through the right hand side action button. Simply we can click on the button to download the file shared by the client company. Then we can search inputs through this bar. We can search through submission date range and description also. Then let us come to reports. Reports are the files which the CA firm wants to share to the client company. We can simply add report through add report button over here on the right hand side. We can click on it, choose the attachment, description and comment and click on submit to add the report. Once the report or input is added, if the email notifications are enabled, company and CA firm receives an email regarding the same. We can simply view the comments of the report or click on the download button on the right hand side to download the report or edit the report also. Thank you.